Welcome to RickRackRuby. I'm Laura Kluvo. Today we'll make this vintage lace standing angel. She's created on a 4-inch paper mache cone. She's fun and easy, so let's get started. To make the vintage lace standing angel, you'll need a 4-inch paper mache cone, some quilt batting, some fabric. I like a neutral sort of tone on tone. You can use any fabric you like. Some vintage lace, of course. I've got an assortment here to choose from. A 1-inch ball knob, and to make the RickRackRuby face, I have already recorded a video for you. It's called Focus on Faces. 1/16 inch ribbon, some hair yarn, a 4x6 index card, 20 gauge gold wire and wire cutters, some options for decorations. I have some lace and some small little flowers. This is about 18 inches of collar lace. It's about 1/2 inch wide. And then I have some wing options, which are just pieces of scrapbooking paper that I've cut into a scallop circle, folded in half, and stitched around the edge with a zigzag. I have patterns for the batting and for the fabric, and I will show you how to draft the pattern at the end of the video. I don't want to bore you too much at the beginning. So let's get started. The first thing to do is to cut a piece of batting from this batting pattern, which I will show you how to draft at the end. Oh, I should also have added white, craft glue to the list. I use this kind. It has the brush. This piece of batting will be glued to the paper mache cone. Every cone is a little different. They have their idiosyncrasies, and it's a little tricky to get it exactly right, but this pattern takes care of about 90%. The idea is to cover the paper mache. I have covered the cone with glue, and I'll just press the batting into the glue, and I don't really need it to cover the point. In fact, it's better if it doesn't, because then I can glue the head on to the cardboard surface. Is a little more secure than gluing it to fabric or batting. I have a little bit of an overlap here, which I'm going to trim. I've cut the dress fabric from this tone on tone print, and I'm going to fold it in half and seam up the back seam. Oh, I also have my glue gun and my sewing machine. There's my cone shape. I'm going to turn this right side out. I've pressed the seam allowance flat just to eliminate bulk, and then slip that on over the batting and the cone so that the surface is taut. Then with my hot glue gun, I will apply some glue here, and I will glue the excess to the inside of the cone. Just like the cone gnome, I don't worry about the underside of this not being too pretty. I just haven't come up with a solution, and I've tried a few things, but I just figured, what the heck. If somebody wants to turn it upside down and kind of really see how it's made, they're going to see this and they're going to realize, wow, that is so easy. I could totally do that. Now, I don't like to have this extra excess fabric up here, so I'm just going to cut this off. It's kind of weird. Everyone's a little bit different, but I like to have the little bit of cardboard showing at the top so that the head has something to stick to. Now for the fun part. I will decide which lace to use to decorate the cone. Here's an option. So I could do this. That would be pretty. It's a little bit bland, so I might add something like that at the bottom. There's an option. This is nice. This would be good for a lot of projects. That's pretty. This one's going to show up a little bit more. So I'm leaning toward this one just for the camera. I'm definitely going to use this one. Okay, so what I'll try to do, this is the back where the seam is. I'm going to stick a pin in the front. Sometimes I lose track of the center front. This looks like it might have been a cuff, like this. Anyway, this is the right side. It has these two seams, and then probably here, or maybe here will be the center. I think I'll do this. This will be the center. And I'm going to line this up, not with the big flower right here as the center, but this right here, this little motif, and then this little V here at the bottom center. I think that'll work. I'm going to pin this to secure. This lace is good because the bottom of it is more distinct and then the top is more airy, so I can kind of work with that top and kind of overlap it and fold it to make it work. Yes, okay, this is going to work just fine and it'll look like that. That's going to be great. My method, which is like you're back in kindergarten, is just to apply a little bit of glue here and there. I'm using this piece of paper underneath, kind of just spot gluing here and there, and then wrap and wrap. I have a little overlap in the back, which I like, and then that's going to work. I'll add a little bit more here, kind of pulling this around to the back. I might have to cut and trim, but I'm not sure. Turned out great. Now I'll gather up this 18-inch length of collar lace, fold under the end. I want to have the collar ready to go. Secure my thread. This is a double strand of quilting thread, and then I'm going to gather just in and out, in and out. But what I'm going to do is put a generous amount of hot glue on the underside of the ball knob. There's actually kind of a hole there, and I need to make sure I get this centered. Okay, so there's the front center. There's the head. It's a generous amount of glue, and I'm actually going to use that overflow to secure the lace ruffled collar. So while the glue is still hot, I'm going to pull these gathers tight around her neck. Now I'll secure the thread in back. Now let's do a little decoration right there under her chin. I'll start with a little bow. I'm just going to hot glue that on right underneath her chin. And then I'll add one of these decorations here. A rose. That's good. It's sort of a paper rose. So there's her rose and her bow, her collar. Now we'll do her hair. This is a 4x6-inch index card. And this is some kind of a fluffy yarn of some sort. It's really nice. I fold this in half like this, and then I'm going to wrap this to cover the card. Don't pull too tight. You don't want the card to bend. Now I'm going to stitch right here. So I stitched up, pivot, and back. Now I will remove the card. There we go. Now I have a little wig. I'm going to glue on the wig by applying a line of hot glue across, sort of like from ear to ear. And then I'll press the hair, the yarn, into that glue. And then I'll continue to glue it around the back and the bottom, so it kind of makes a circle around her head. And we've done this hairstyle before with a smaller size of card. but you know that this is going to come up and make a bun. It's really cute. I'm drawing the hair up and then wrapping twice. You can wrap more than twice if you like, but I would say at least twice. I have 2 strands of thread. Then I'm going to tie it in front, nice and tight, and I will secure it a little bit off center, sort of above one of the eyes, because that's where I'm going to put a little decoration, so that'll help. She's looking so cute. Now it's time for her halo. It was maybe 4 or 5 inches, and then I shaped it into a circle and twisted off the ends, and then I'm going to bend it like this. Reminds me of one of those things where you dip the eggs for dyeing eggs at Easter, and then I'm going to insert that into the top of her hairstyle. There we go. Then a little decoration right there. I'll use one of these little vintage lace circle. Let's call that a vintage lace circle. Glue that right there. I think I'm going to go with this wing. It looks good with this lace, I think. It's kind of the same color. Glue that to the back of the head. And there she is. And fast and easy. I think I'll make another one. Now let's make the patterns. For the batting, I have set my compass to 4 inches. And I'll draw a 4-inch arc here. It's about a 1/4 circle. And I'm going to cut from here and then along here and here. You got the idea. And then for the dress fabric, I need a 5-inch circle. It's so easy. And then again, I'll cut this off, and I'll cut along here. And this is the dress. This is the batting. Fold this in half and cut out the little tip. We don't need that, and it just creates bulk. And the same thing for the batting. Doesn't have to be perfect. Easy. Batting and dress. 4 inches, 5 inches. You can do this. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you are enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.